This is Lee with 83 Game and 12, and I'm going to start my playthrough video series over Battles of Napoleon, Eylau 1807, Volume 1. This is produced by Sound of Drums. It was a crowdfunding through GameFound, and I believe I signed up last year, in like April or something, and so this was produced in Germany, and then of course they had to ship it overseas after they had done all the editing and proofing and all of that on the game, and so it took a little while, but it was worth it. I'm very pleased with the way the game looks, the quality of all the components, the rule system, and I'm going to show you some of that. I did an unboxing, so I'm not going to really go too much detail about some of this stuff. I want to get into playing the game, and the people that come to watch, I think that's what they want. They don't want a lot of yik yak, but I've got to do some talking here at the beginning to talk about this. I think it's a unique game in ways, and in other ways, it's a tried and true Napoleonic game. So talk about that, and rule wise, I might mention a few things that's unique for this game specifically, but as we go along, I can explain some different things. So the game comes with 4 dice, 2 blue, 2 green, okay, and the 6, instead of having the domino 6 image on there, there's this. So turn that one over. It says Eylau 1807, and for the French you've got the French Eagle standard, and then for the Russians you have the I guess it's the Ally standard. And let me just show you. I've got some cards that from another game. So this just gives you that image. So pull my glasses off here. Not really for sure which one that's going to be. If you're looking at it, maybe we look a little closer. Which one is that? I think it's this one in the corner. See if I can get the focus going here. But anyways, so you get the idea. Spend too much on that. Those are actually those are cards from Kevin Sucker's Library of Napoleonic Battles. I just borrowed that. You can check them out at, let's see, NapoleonicGames.com, I believe. So guess I could put that link in there since I used that cards there. But anyways, so you get these dice, and they're included with the game, and they're Chessex dice. So, of course, I'm going to have a giveaway of 3 sets of Chessex polyhedral. Oh, let me reach and get this one. The polyhedral 7 dice set. This is a dusty green color, copper. So, and of course there's a blue set, and the other one is I think it's black and gold. So, anyways, I'll give more information about that giveaway and how you get a chance to get into that. It'll be a drawing. I'll give away all 3 of those, and of course you'd have to give me an address to send it to. You know, it's the only way that I can send it. So, and of course I've got to give up information for you to be able to enter the way that you have to enter. And I'll have to do it information that I give, and then like in the last video, I'll throw out a question, and then you just have to respond with the correct answer. So, and everyone that has the correct answer, I'll throw them in a name in a cup and shake it around, and first 3 names I draw, well, you know, I'll send them a free dice set, 7 dice set. So, and that's all courtesy of Chessex. So, and so sponsor wise, we're going with Chessex. They make very fine quality dice and other items as well. So check them out at chessex.com. We'll talk more about some of the other products they have as we go along in the videos. And then we have Sound of Drums. You can reach them at soundoffdrumsgames.com. And Sound of Drums, we developed and published thrilling historic board, I got cut off, board games. And so you want to check them out. Uwe Walentin is the designer of Eylau 1807, and he's got some other games there on Sound of Drums that himself and his companies are producing and have produced. And I'm telling you, the quality that this company puts into their games is outstanding. This game, I was so impressed when I opened it up with the components. And I know that through the Game Found, you could have purchased, I think, a map that I think it was like a canvas type style map. I think I'd have to go back and look, but I really wish I would have done that. But so, talking about the map, let me pull this back some, get this out of the way, and talk about some of the counters and so forth. But I did that all. This belt buckle is there. I've got the plexiglass here, and I don't have a big enough sheet to cover all the maps, so I've got it in the center where the map is joints, and so of course I'm using these to hold it all down. But that's why that's there. It's not going to be distracting. I can move it back. You know, I'm just trying to keep that down flatter, and haven't come up with something better. My table's not wide enough to get the whole map, see, so part of it's hanging off. So if I go and clip here, then I bend my map up, so I'm not doing that. So the counters come ready to be just punched out. They don't have to be clipped. They're rounded. So that's another plus. The size of the counters are great for us older people with bifocals and so forth. And you've got the NATO symbols for cavalry and infantry, so it's easy to distinguish what's what, and also the distinguishing between column which is this, and line, which looks like that. And of course, the cavalry only have one formation. If you flip them over, we'll just flip this one over. They're tired, okay, and they're going to have a lower movement value, but also that the color underneath them, underneath their NATO symbols, going to be shaded. So the back counter is the tired side, which affects their movement and also their can cause modifiers on combat. So let's see what else. The chart that you have is two-sided, but it's thick and it's hard. You know, that's great. You know, it's just not a real flimsy chart material, so forth. Same thing with the Army fatigue and order trackers. Okay, they're also the same material. And already talked about the counter. And then over here we've got this wonderful, turn my light here, wonderful order of battle sheets. Okay, this is not hard. It's got a like a smooth texture on the top. I don't know if I say texture. It's very well. It's not your normal paper, I guess what you say. So copyright actually on here looks like 2023. So I actually got mine 2024. But that's the two Army orders of battle. Those are really nice to get your counters all organized. And so it takes some space, okay, just to show you, you know. And then, of course, I've got another little table here to keep track of all the other counters that I need, which are the smoke counters, the order counters, the square counters, okay, and then the strength loss counters. And I'm using these, okay, instead of the I don't remember what you call that, the other ones. The other ones I didn't even punch out, okay? They're the ones that have like, you know, each side has a number and you can just turn it. When I do that, it just gets like, stuff gets turned when I'm moving, or, you know, I hit a counter or something, and, you know, then I don't know for sure how many casualties they had. So I don't use that. I just use the other, and it works better for me. And the other thing is the leaders. I use the counters that have the likeness of the leader on it. I don't like the other type. I like the leader to stand out, and here they stand out much better. So we'll talk more about some of the different symbols that are, you know, at the bottom of the counter. Of course, the number on the left is the strength of the counter. The number on the right, the big number, big bold black number, is the movement, okay, allowance that the counter has. So a unit in line has a slower movement, or has less movement, okay, than a infantry counter in column. So we'll talk more about all the other stuff. Terrain wise, okay, here that's woods, okay, it's obstructed terrain, which means cavalry and artillery cannot enter that hex unless they are entering by road. And if they're forced to retreat, they cannot use the road to enter that type of hex. Okay. This is slope, and it costs +1 to either go up or down the slope. Village, that's obstructed terrain. The only way cavalry or artillery can enter that hex is by road. Over here we have marsh. Okay. And in this game, due to I guess due to the fact that it's all frozen, it's just +1. Okay. So, and it's not obstructed. So that pretty much covers that. There's not a lot of different types of terrain. You know, this battle took place on a snowy battlefield, and so. But the map looks incredible. It looks like a snowy battlefield. And I like the look of the counters. You know, some people like, and I do, the La Bataille. You know, a lot more color and so forth, and the different images. You know, for different infantry units and so forth and so on. The cavalry, the epaulets, and all the different designs and so forth. But this makes it a little easier on the eyes, where I can easily find, or look and say, okay, that's infantry, or hey, that's cavalry, or that's artillery. So I like the simplicity. But there's also a lot of chrome there with the different types, with the different symbols. Okay, and you could look at the rules for that, or we can talk about that as we go along, so forth. So very high quality components to this game, and that's a huge plus. So this will be my first play of Eylau 1807. So I'm bound to make some mistakes here or there on different things. So always feel free to make comments. I don't get very many comments. Feel free to throw some comments how you maybe you have the game, maybe you don't, you got questions about it, so forth. So I know they've got living rules, and you can find that on their website. I think their website right now, they're going through where they're doing some tweaking, changing the website some, so you may not be able to get onto the website besides just the page itself. But they've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so lots of other places to go to check them out. And I'll see about putting the links to those. If you just go to the soundoddrumsgames.com, then you got the links to the other ones. Okay, so all right, so here we go. You got the sequence of play. You got the weather. You have to check the weather each turn. The turns are 60 minutes each. That's how much time is passing. The hexes are 150 meters. The infantry, each strength point is 100 men. Cavalry, 50 men. And with the artillery, let's see here, 3 to 4 guns. So there that is. All right. So like I said, we go to sequence of play. Well, I guess before I do that, I need to point out a few things because we've got some differences here. A few things. In how things are done, especially for the counters. we've got facing. Okay. Pull back here. Okay, so with infantry, okay, if they're in column, which is on the left, there's 4 front and 2 rear. That's unique. I don't think I've played any other Napoleonic system that I can think of, at least not hex and counter, where a column had 4 front hexes. But it makes sense. Okay. And I say, well, how does that make sense? Well, for a column, if you wanted to just change your facing, say, you know, whether it be like 60 degrees, you just turn your shoulders. And I think that would end up with the column facing the other direction. Maybe they'd have to march a little bit. But to me, it just makes sense that you could easily, you know, just turn your shoulder and, you know, you can march that direction or fire in that direction. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of unique. It's different. I don't have an issue with it. I think it makes sense. With a line, of course, you know, the line can't turn so easily. All right, so that's why they got 2 front, 2 flank, 2 rear. And a unit has to move through their front hexes unless they're retreating or evading. Cavalry can evade. So, all right, so that's something that was kind of unique. And also, if infantry enter an obstructed hex, they have to change into line. It doesn't cost anything for them to do that. Now, if they leave an obstructed hex, it costs them to change into either line or column. Basically, it's the, what's the term? Not disordered. There's a term that are used in other games to, I can't think of the term though. But anyways, if you want infantry to change from line to column, it costs 1 movement point. So artillery, it costs 2, and of course cavalry, they don't change formation. So, and artillery, of course, they're going to have 2 front, 2 flank, 2 rear. The cavalry are going to have 4 front and 2 rear, just like infantry in column. So, and of course, you can form square when cavalry's approaching. That's a different formation. And units can do that even if they're not activated. They can do that as soon as cavalry move or are activated 4 hexes away, and then, you know, it changes based on whether or not they decide to do it then or wait. So, stacking, up to 2 infantry battalions can stack, 2 artillery batteries, or 1 cavalry regiment. Now, you can't stack infantry with artillery, but that would be 1 of each. So, only up to 4 strength points of infantry can fire out of a hex. If it's in column, it's only 2. Artillery, you can have up to 8 can fire out of a hex. Other things we'll talk about as we go along. Might be some other unique things that take place in this game that's unique to other games. So as we go along, there we go. All right, so now we're going to talk about, we talked about the weather. So you roll for weather, and we've got clear, snow, and snowstorm. Those are the three types of weather, and you just roll, and there's your chart there. And also we have the chart for turns. So this is 7 o'clock, and it goes from 7 all the way around to 7. So 7 in the morning to 7 at night. So that's where we're at. And these numbers on here are for helping to determine how many command points. Is that right? CPs. Or it's activation. I think we're talking about activation. Yeah, activation. Before that, though, we've got the orders. So, and we'll talk more about the orders as we go. The activation cubes. So that helps to determine how many activation cubes. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, so over here, this is the fatigue and order charts. Okay, keep track of that. The black cubes represent 10. The gray ones represent 1. The French start with 210 fatigue points. The Russians 220. And you lose those based on the orders that you give, losing units, losing or gaining objectives, which are marked with these objective markers. That's a French one. Turn it over, that becomes Russian. So these are villages, okay, that are objective locations. So of course Eylau is going to be worth 15, and most of the other ones are worth 5. There's a few that are worth 10. And so if the French lose Eylau, then they would have to give up 15 of their army fatigue points and give them to the Russians. And when the French gain different objectives out there, then the Russians have to give up. Okay. So those cubes, they can go up and down. Okay. And once they're all gone, then that army loses. So you're trying to defeat the armies with limiting their morale, but also destroying their units. So that, you lower their morale by taking objectives. So okay, so we have these orders, okay, that are assigned to each division, and they have 2 numbers, okay, down there. All right, the number on the left is going to affect the initiative. Find out who gets to go first. The number on the right is the number of fatigue points that they lose or they gain. Okay, so that's what those are. So we'll talk more about those as we go along. So let's see what else I wanted to mention. Okay, next is the activation cubes. They say place them in a bag. Well, I got them in a cup. Okay, so we've got 2 red ones in there. The red ones represent the 2 fire phases, and this is where across the battlefield both armies fire at each other, okay, with any available units. Infantry has to be adjacent and with the unit in the front hex, and artillery has to have a line of sight and within the range of the artillery units that are firing, either between 6 and 9 hexes away. So, okay. And if we draw a green cube, then that means a Russian division gets to activate. And they can move or activate based on the order that they have. A blue represents the French, so then they would activate. So, and in this February the 8th scenario, when there's only 2 cubes left, then that turn ends. So, and you see, if you draw 3 of the same color in a row, the next draw has to be the opposite color. So you just keep drawing till you get, but basically you just reach in there and get a color of the opposite, and then they get to activate. So that just keeps one army from being able to, get really lucky and draw just their color cubes. So there that is. All right, so orders, command ranges are 12. Okay, and to change an order, okay, so here's Napoleon. If he wanted to change the orders of Grouchy, okay, and Grouchy's right here, okay, change his order, okay, then we count the number of hexes from to Grouchy from Napoleon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So that's 10. For Napoleon to change that order, it would cost him 1 command point. Okay, so Napoleon has 6. So that means he can change up to 6 orders. Okay, if a divisional commander is outside of 12, then it costs 2, or 13 to 18 actually. Okay, so for example, we know, okay, here's Napoleon. Now say we're going to go a little further from Napoleon. We're going to go up here to St. Hilaire. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That would cost Napoleon 2 of his 6 command points to change his order. Now, Napoleon can move during this phase, order phase. Okay, any of the leaders can move. Okay, one thing is that the French have corps leaders. Okay, and so Eylau here is the corps leader, corps commander of 7th Corps. So there's a leader, there's a division leader, these 2 guys here. He can change their orders by moving, so he's in the same hex, and then he would roll against his initiative, okay, which for him is 6. So he'd have to have a 6 or less in order to change his order. Okay. Now, a division commander can also roll to change. And it looks like the division commanders have a better chance of changing than they do with Eylau. So there that is. All right. So that's how you change orders. Bennington doesn't have corps commanders. Okay. And so he's here. He has only 4 command points. Okay. So he's going to be limited in the fact that he's going to have to rely on the division commanders to change their own orders. And the other thing he has is he's got all these artillery units that are part of the reserve artillery, and they can only have their orders changed if he's within range. Okay, they cannot be changed any other way. So he's going to have to move around the battlefield to the different locations of these artillery units. That, or he's going to have to try to move in a central location. And if he does that, then he's going to be limited on possibly one wing or the other, one flank or the other, in changing orders. So, and depending on the weather, then that can alter overall commander's number of command points. So, all right. So we start off with the orders. Okay, you get to pick the orders, and I've done that. So the next phase, okay, after weather, after the order phase, comes the determination of available ACs, activation cubes, for each army. All right, so in order to do that, okay, each player rolls one dice. Okay, and I already did that. I rolled this right here. So I rolled the French 1, the Russians 2. Okay, and so then we go over here and look on the turn track, and here we've got numbers below the Roman numeral for the hour, and it's 5F, 4R. So that means 5 French, 4 R's Russian. So we add that to the die roll. Okay, so now they both have 6. Okay, then we take a look at the initiative rating. Okay, which is going to be the purple, the white number in the purple circle. Okay, so 4 for Napoleon, that increases the French number to 10, and Bennington, he's only got a 2. Okay, purple circle with a white number. All right, so that means 8. So that is what I've added to our activation cup. Okay, so then you shake that up, and then we're ready to begin. Okay, you got this tally stick. Okay, and this must be a European thing. I'm not quite. I know it's used to keep track of, like, maybe during battle, when you're doing a combat, you're keeping track of numbers or whatever. And so you turn it over, okay, and you got the positive side above 15, going all the way to 40. So I'm not for sure. I'm just kind of, I guess, I was told, hey, this is what it's for, but it's, to me, I don't know. I'm having a hard time grasping what I'm using that for. I think I might have come up with a different name for it, but maybe that's the way, that's what it's been, that's the name. So, but part of a painting here, really neat. I'm just telling you the components. Okay. The other thing is that the rules are easy to understand. They must have gone through a meticulous editing job. I did find a few grammatical issues here or there, but for the most part, it's so clear and easy to understand. I know that the rules that talk about the geographical objectives, it says that the geographical objectives with their value also printed on the map close to the objective. Okay, so, oh, there it is. I was like, okay, I don't think they put the number, but they did. Okay, so let me show you that. But it talks about, in the scenario booklet, the scenario describes which of these objectives are relevant. Okay. I don't think the scenario booklet. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. But on the 8th, I don't see it where it says anything about the objectives. besides, it does say victory is determined according to number 6, how to win, and 14, army fatigue. Those two rules. So, and I love the fact that they give you the historical background. There's great detail on the first day, second day, and then Murat's cavalry charge after the battle. Then we have the designer notes, which I thought was really neat, that you can look to see why this was left out, or this concept was used, and so forth. So, and the bibliography for different things, okay, about so forth and so on. I wanted to show you the one thing is the map is situated so that the writing is written across from left to right, from west to east. So let me just show you this. So right here shows you how much this is worth, this location. Okay. Now, so I needed to put a marker there. See if I can find one. Oh yeah, there it is. So there that is. So we know who has control of that. So you know that only, okay, like this name here doesn't have any number there. So you know this one here doesn't have a number, but I know it's worth something. So just want, maybe this one doesn't. Maybe that's not correct. Maybe that shouldn't be there. Schmaditten. So, but I'm pretty sure I saw that in the rule book. And look. Yeah. Schmaditten should be 5. Okay. And I believe it would be under Russian control right now. So that one's just missing the number. Unless there's another somewhere that, I don't know. Okay. Okay, so we've got the activation cubes, and the next thing we do is we can start with our first pull of first activate. Oh, I know. We gotta find out who has the initiative, because, and that's based on the orders. Okay, so each order has an initiative point. That's the number that's on the left. So if it's a tie, the French break the tie. So, all right. So let's see here. Count it up. So we got to go over here. We'll start with the French. I mean the Russians. Okay, so we've got a +2, another +2, so that's 4. Look across. We're looking at the red number. So it's a 4. Okay. For the French, we've got an attack there. That's +4. Another attack that's +4, so that's 8. Okay, so that means that the French get to activate first. Okay, and so we're gonna look in here. We're gonna pull an activation cube out. Okay, and so now I get to pick. Okay. You don't know when the fire cube's going to be pulled. Okay, you don't know when you're going to get an activation, but you at least get to pick, and you can activate each division up to 3 times. All right, now you may not have enough activation cubes. Remember, the French got 10. Okay, so that means they have 10 activations. So, not every division may activate. If I got a division that's got like hold orders, I don't want to activate them. They can't do anything. I want to activate the ones that can do something. So, that are attacking or doing something else. So, and maybe at the start I don't have if I have two divisions that are attacking, if I use them 3 times, that's 6 out of my 10. So the Russians only have 8 to activate. So, and two cubes aren't going to be used. So it could be 2 Russians, could be 2 French, but the fire cubes are always going to activate. You pull if the 2 last cubes are red, then that just means that we're going to have the last 2 turns of the last 2 activations are going to be the fire turns. So hopefully I'm not making this confusing. So it'll become a lot clearer once we get started here. So, all right. So the strategy here for the French, all right. Seems like we've got a little bit of a. I know what it is. It's those pictures on the wall. So the French, Napoleon, he knows the food's going to be coming from the south edge over here. Okay. And, but it's going to take a while for him to, show up and then, have enough strength to probably really do anything. So he has ordered Saint Hilaire to attack, to, kind of draw the Russians here from defense of their flank. So he's trying to preoccupy them so Davout can come in and get behind them. All right. And then the other is the 1st Dragoons, okay, which is right here, Klein. And he is going to try to swing around to, preoccupy that flank. So that's what we got going on. We've got these 2 divisions, okay. He's got these squadrons of cavalry and this division that's going to activate. And the rest of them are, we've got defend, hold, hold, and hold. So really, we've got some that really aren't going to be doing anything. They're just going to hold. So that's what we've got. All right, so the Russians, on the other hand, are looking to defend and hold their ground, okay? And they're going to try to use their artillery to, really disrupt the French, okay? So they've got superiority in number of artillery units. So they want to use them, especially in this clear weather. We've got some units that are going to move. That's going to be, let's see, I think they're going to be these units up here on the, up in this area. I think that those cavalry units back there are going to hold. Let me look up here and see. Let me look to see who's doing what here. Yeah, mostly we got hold, defend. Oh, we've got a move. Oh, yeah, we got two moves. Markov and the right wing cavalry reserve. So those are the two. Okay. And then we have the rest of them are either defending or holding. So we have to take a look at the fatigue points. Trying to see when they are removed. Okay, let me find that. Now, something about this Russian Reserve artillery divisions. There's 3 of them. And Bennington has to be within 12 hexes for them to change their order. They can't change an order by initiative test. Plus, at the end of their move, units of the Reserve Artillery Division must be adjacent to another unit of the same division. So, okay, Army fatigue. Alright, so Army fatigue, 1 for each eliminated unit, 2 of a guard unit, 2 for each leader casualty in combat, 1 if it's a replacement leader, 2 for each attack order issued in the order phase, 1 for each move, strategic move, defend, and retire order issued in the order phase, and the number according to the value of a geographical objective he loses control of. And then, so you gain Army fatigue points for taking control of geographic objectives. And you gain 1 AFP for each regroup order. Okay. Alright, so that, I don't know, I don't see where it says at what point those are removed. So I don't know if it's like, okay, when you activate the unit, each time you activate the unit, you're going to lose the fatigue. That's the way I would look at it. Or are you only losing it, or you lose it just as soon as you give the order? Because I guess the units are preparing. Two for each attack order issued in the order phase. In the order phase. Okay, let's see. I have to look that up. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So, right here, it tells you. Come on, Jason, it's right there. I have a tendency to, really kind of to read over rules a little too hasty. Okay. Oh, I just moved some of my units. Okay. Okay, now this is let me go to the living rules, because the living rules, which are going to be in black and white. Okay. Okay. All right. So right here, okay, order phase. Okay, the last sentence. Each player pays AFCs from his stock for issued orders. Okay, so before you go on to the next determination of available ACs, you pay for them. All right, so I have to go through here and pay for these. Okay, so I need to come over here. Okay, and this is going into the, when you pay for them like this, they go into the general pool. Okay, so we go with the French and we look at their orders here. Let me pull in a little bit. Okay, so we're looking at the blue number, okay, which is on the right. So we've got a 2, a 0, a 2. We're going down here. A 2, a 1, and a 1. Okay, and they're all minuses. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got to take 6 cubes away. Okay, and they're going in the general fund. So that's 3 and 3, that's 6. Okay, then we go up to the Russians. Okay, and right now they've got more. How come we don't have this on? There we go. They've got more divisions right now on the map. So, okay. So if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay. So basically we take away one of these black cubes and give them a gray cube back. All right. So that's taken care of. Okay. So now we can go to the first activation, which I said that I've got these two here, and these 2 divisions that I want to activate. So what I do is I take the cube, okay, that I've got, and I can either put it on the Dragoon division, first division, or the first division of 4th Corps. And I think I'm going to first use it here. So it's going with the Dragoons. So that's their first activation. So I put that cube over there on their column. So lets me know this is their first activation. All right, so they're wanting to get into position to attack the Russians and keep them occupied, so that when Davout shows up over here along the southern map, that Davout can possibly roll them up. Okay, so all right, so let's move these units. And I want to avoid, remember they can't go through, you're not allowed to, okay, you're not allowed, the stacking limitations are at all times. Okay, so you can't move through your own units. Cavalry can't move through cavalry. and they can't move, of course, through infantry or artillery. And if they can't go through a village unless they're going through there by road. So that's going to limit their movement. But they have 4 front hexes. Okay, so I could just move like that if I wanted. But this is what we're going to do. We're moving 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he moved to there. Okay. And of course, Klein here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And I think he's actually going to move. So he's going to be like there. Okay. And these are all dragoons, the symbol for dragoons there. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he was already there. Okay, now this unit here is going uphill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's their activation. All right, so now we go to where we're actually drawing from the cup or the bag. Okay, so the next activation is green. Okay, so I know that the Russians have 2 divisions that are looking to move. All right. And let's see here. That's going to be Markov and the right wing cavalry reserve. They're the 2 units that want to move. Okay. So now we come over here. All right, so these are the 2 units, here and here. And I have to decide which one I want to activate first. I think I'm going to activate Markov, who's going to come down here to this village. And he wants to basically hold that position so that if Ney shows up, he's there for that, protecting the wing, that flank. So we're going to activate him first. So I put the cube over here on his column. Okay. And then we're going to move. All right. So of course, these are 6 and they're in column. So 1 going down that slope, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the village cost, okay, it just cost 1. Okay, now the number of firing strength points in the hex is half. So I guess it drops it down to 2. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course, then they have to flip over to be in line for because they're in that village. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's he got? Okay. Oh, he's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so they moved. Okay, so I'll just show you over here. Okay, over here I put the cube there where Markov is at. His first activation. Remember, each division can only activate 3 times. So, all right, our next activation reach in, I pull out a cube, and surprise, surprise, oh, it's blue. All right, so let's see, I think Klein's cavalry, let's see, about getting tired. I don't think they're tired just moving. Let me look real quick here. Go check that. Cavalry. Find the it talks about the cavalry being tired. Seems like I'm missing some pages here. Oh, there's cavalry. Okay, 20. Where is it? I know when they charge, they get tired. But they're not tired just moving. They're just going to be, okay, like if I move the cavalry again, of course they're going to have, that's the second activation. So what it does, if we look here, okay, if I place another cube here, it's going to reduce their movement by -2. So they have 7, so then they're going to be at 5. Okay. And another rule that's different from a lot of Napoleonic games is moving adjacent to the, I guess, the frontal hex of an enemy. Of course, when you move adjacent to an enemy, you have to stop. Let's see. Move over here to where it talks about movement. General orders is the the term I was trying to think of when you're in a village or a woods hex. Okay, entering a hex adjacent to an enemy unit costs additional movement points, +2 movement points for Russian and Prussian units, and +1 movement point for French units. And it says a unit has to stop when entering an adjacent hex of an enemy unit. Not just their front hex, but any hex. So if you move adjacent to a French unit, it's going to cost you the Prussians and the Russians +2. For the French, it costs +1. Okay, so that's something I needed to mention. As we go along, we're going to hit some of this, some of the different rules. So, yeah, I want to move. I'm going to move the Dragoons again. Okay, so they have a movement factor of 5 instead of their normal 7. So if I just try to go out here to maybe, I think he's here. I think they were like that. If he comes out here to try to attack this, oh, that's an infantry unit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was tucked into there. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, yeah, 3. That's where he would have been. But if, say, we try to attack, of course, that's kind of foolhardy to attack that. We want to get out here to attack, possibly outnumber these guys. So we want to swing out here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, we can't get. We could be close enough, but okay, we're only going to have 4. We're going to have -4 movement points on that last activation. So, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can't get. We have to go ahead and cross here now, or go down that slope now to be able to attack the next turn, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't even get down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably should have went right there. Okay, so he's going to go there. Okay, so that's their activation. Okay, so now we draw from the cup. And it's another blue. All right, so I think what do we got here? Yeah, I think we want to move to attack here. So these guys should have already been in column. It's going to cost us. So that's 1. So then we go 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5, 6. That's all we have. I guess I'll just put him underneath. Okay, so he's not getting opportunity fire there. Opportunity fire in this game is done when a unit is in a front hex and leaves is opportunity fire. Moving up to, you don't get opportunity fire. But if I use that unit to assault, now you're going to get defensive fire. Okay, so of course this guy has to flip over. I should already had them in column. Should have known they were attacking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't. Okay. The other one, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So he can't get there. Okay. This guy, he's only got 6. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't move up there. 1. So he goes 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't go up there. Okay. 1. Oops. 1. And he should be stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he does stack. This guy here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He stacks. Okay. And then Saint Hilaire, he's going right there with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to go right there where that crack is. Got a crack here. I need to put a piece of tape on it, I guess, to hold it down. Let me get a piece of tape. All right. This work. I really need. I need another weight. Over here holding this down, and let's see if I have something. I don't know if this will work with mine. Not really. It's not heavy enough. Might work. See if I put that closer. I need something that's really heavy. I don't know why that have something around it that's really heavy. I know I do. There we go. That'll help. Okay. So I got one unit here that got close enough to assault. Okay, so we're gonna have an assault. Okay, and everybody that watches my videos knows that I use these blocks. Okay, for identifying who's attacking what and all that kind of stuff. Oops. So, all right. So here's the attacker. And these guys are the defender. It just helps, you know, when you're watching the video that, oh, okay, I know who's attacking, who's defending. So, all right. So with the assault, first thing that happens is we've got the defensive fire. So, let's see. Only the top unit can fire, so that's going to be 2. Okay. Okay, adjacent is going to be, I'll just show you here. Okay, adjacent, it's 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so that's the range, fire strength points. Shoot. Yeah, right here on top of all these things. So, I'll just set that to the side. I know what turn it is. Okay, terrain effects, of course he's just in the clear, so no effect. Die roll modifier for combat. Target is infantry and column is +2 to the die roll. Okay, heavy artillery. That's not heavy. It's regular. Alright, so I rolled the 2 dice. Alright, I rolled a 7. What did I say? The strength was 8. +2 is 9. So they've got a hit. Okay. So we get a hit marker. And we put it underneath that unit. There's no star. So we don't check for retreat, things like that. Okay, so now we go over to the other side, to the assault charge table. Okay, now let me I have to pull back for this. Okay, so we're on the chart, assault charge table. Defending unit is, okay. So of course we have to add up the odds ratio. We did the defensive fire. So the odds ratio, okay. So we've got 7, and here we've got 4. I don't know if I count the, let's see, I gotta look up to see if I count the, see if I count the okay, so you count all of the SPs in the Defender's Hex. So they're going to have 6 and 7, so it's 1 to 1. So, okay, so die roll modifier 1 to 1. There's no, of course, it doesn't show that there's any. Okay, so. Okay, so die roll modifiers, lost SP due to fire combat, so -1. Is elite. What do we got? He's only got 1 stripe, so he's just a veteran. Okay. Is green. Is cavalry? Nope. Is cavalry against him? Nope. Fatigue cavalry? Nope. Charging uphill, yes. Or assaulting uphill. So that's +2. So we've got a total +2 -1. It's going to be a -1. No leader involved. So We got a -1. All right. So a -1, and with the assault, we roll the dice. See. I don't know about that. Okay, so all right, we got some more here. We got to add or subtract or whatever. Russian gets a +1 on defending. He's under, let's see, he's under defend. Okay. So that's +2 more, so that's 3. Okay, infantry in line, assaulted by infantry in column, so -1, so now he's at +2. So now it's -1. Lost SP due to fire combat. So now we're at just a +1. And then charging uphill, or assaulting uphill, is +2. So now we're back to +3. So we roll 2 dice. All right, that's 11. So higher than 8, the defender holds the position. The attack charge failed. Both attacker and defender stay in their hexes. So, stay in the hex. So there was a lot more. Here's the defending unit, all their die roll modifiers, and then the attacking unit. And I want to. This should be. I think this lost SP due to fire combat. I think that should be a +1. I'm going to look at this living rules I've got with it. I think that is the case if I look at the modifiers. Yes, it's a +1, not a -1. So that's been updated on there. That's, I think, the only one that needed to be changed. No, that's right. Yeah. So that should be a plus instead of a minus. I don't know. I guess I could use a pen and to change that. So there is a errata right there, but they've updated it with the living rules. So, and you can download those. So this was what was it? The first divisions of 4th Corps. Okay. All right, so now we pull out another cube. Of course, we're gonna need to move this out of the way. Don't need that now. And it's green. So we are going back over to here. This tape out of the way. So we've got we've got these two units that are moving. So you have to think that, okay, one thing you have to think about is when you're trying to decide which division to activate, you have to think, okay, now all of my divisions may not be able to activate. Right now it doesn't matter because I don't have any, the Russians are just holding and defending mostly. But if you got in a situation where you're not for sure how many you're going to have, you want to be sure that you're moving the ones that are most important. And so that's what I'm looking at here. So I'm going to move the cavalry unit, the right wing cavalry unit right here. What is that, Korf? I think that's Korf. Korf. Let's see who it is. Yeah, Korf. Okay, so Korf is going to move. And so I'm going to put the block on his column. Activation cube, block, cube. All right, and then I'm going to move these units so I can slide back. And some of them have 11. And I believe those are Cossacks. Now, Cossacks cannot attack infantry. No, that's Marmaluks. Yeah, no, those are Cossacks. They cannot attack infantry or artillery in their frontal axis. Okay, but they can evade any units. They've got a larger movement allowance. Okay, 11 here, so they can really get out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now changing facing is free. For each hex that you enter. Okay, if you want to change more than one vertex, then it of course is going to cost. So another thing is units have to stay within 4 hexes of their divisional commander, or when they move, they've got to be moving to get closer. So that's something you have to pay attention as you're moving your units around, is that they've got to stay within command range of those commanders. This plexiglass is really, I need to throw it away. I've got some serious cracks, and it's just not good. So okay, let's continue moving these units. So this is another Cossack. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see. You guys have 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You gotta stop there. 7, 8, and of course they can't pass through each other, or even they can't stack, of course. 6, 7. So you got to think about, okay, if they're going to be close to combat, you've got to create lanes for them to retreat through. Otherwise, when they retreat, they're going to push units behind them back and force them to retreat, and you could end up having a whole division running off. Same thing with the infantry. 6, 7. These are dragoons. 6. 6. And then cuirassiers. 6. 7. 7. And he would have to actually, well, he's close enough. Yeah, he's close enough. All right, so that's where they ended up in their movement. And so if you want to take a look, that's where the cube is. Okay. So now we're ready for another cube. I'll just reach in here and pull one out. And it's a blue. All right, so I can now either activate these cavalry units. And I guess I will. So all right. Okay, so I'm activating the dragoons again. This is their third and final activation. So it's -4 on their movement. Okay. So this one here is going to activate, and of course this unit here is infantry. He's going to try to go to square. Okay. And he's going to have to roll. Okay, distance. Of course, it's on this other thing here. This chart really is pretty wonderful. Okay, you got so much here on this chart. Okay, so distance of enemy cavalry is 2 hexes. 1, 2. So it's going to be a -2. And the unit is got 1 strap. So see if they have any. There's an oblique unit there. I wonder if they have any units that don't have a strap. Maybe that's gonna come across in some other games. Okay. All right, so he's not green and he's not elite. So we got a -2. And we don't have a leader in the same hex. All right, so -2. Okay, and he's got he succeeds on a die roll of 6 or 2 dice, 8 or more. So, all right, he succeeded. He got 11. With -2, that's a 9. So he succeeded. So we put a square marker on him. Okay. So I don't have to actually go to him. Now, if I attack another cavalry unit, they can countercharge. So, or look like they can evade. They've got a higher. They actually have a higher movement. What are those? What kind of cavalry unit is that? Oh, Hussars. Now, with evade, talking about evade. Okay, can evade by retreating one hex if an enemy infantry or artillery unit is in the adjacent hex. Or if an enemy infantry unit moves adjacent. Or if the opposing player declares a charge, which is an assault. Okay. Doesn't say that they can evade other cavalry units, but Cossacks can, because it says over here, says they can always evade by retreating one hex if an enemy unit. So it didn't say these are not Cossacks. So I could attack with these or these or these. Can't get there with that guy. I don't want to attack this guy because he's in square now. But I can ride by him. So 1, 2, 3. And of course, when I go there, this unit there can then countercharge. See if I can find that. I don't know if they have to roll. See if I can find that. It's not going to be fire combat. Should be under assault or charge. Deactivation segment. What? It's like, oh, you got quiet all of a sudden. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the section that talks about the countercharge. Well, I'm going to go on. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Where's this guy? 1, 2, 3. All right. So here, put my blocks. We've got. Put it here. In here. So this unit here. All right. So we've got a charge there. It's 6 to 5. That's 1 to 1. Okay. Defending unit is. He's not elite. He's not green. He's Russian. So that's +1. He's under defend orders. Right? Yep. So that's +2. So that's +3. It's not charged through the flank or rear. Okay. The assaulting or charging unit, he's not elite or green. It says is cavalry a short distance? No. No, he moved. Okay, so no. Is he fatigued? Not yet. He's gonna be, right? Okay. Is heavy cavalry against other cavalry? He's not heavy. He's just a dragoon. So we don't get any modifications, and they have +3. All right. So we roll 2 dice. I rolled an 8. Okay. +3, that's an 11. I think it's just a standstill. If the result is higher than 8, the defender holds. Attack charge failed. Both attacker and defender stay in their hex. But he charged, so he is tired now. I gotta flip him to his other side. All right. Okay, so now we draw another cube. And it's blue again. That's the second blue. And of course, we're going to activate St. Hilaire's group here. Okay. All right, so ooch. This guy is going to join this guy. So we're going to be there. This guy's going to join here. I don't know if this guy goes there. I guess he's going to go right there. And let's see here. Guess we're going to send, why not? We'll send these guys right there. And then he'll actually go back here. course, these guys will be out of range. He better move up some. I guess I'll put him right there. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna have assaults. And if you follow what I do is I'm going green, then blue, green, then blue. So I know which one's doing what. So we'll have green, then blue. This guy. So actually, one of these guys are going to be attacked twice. So, yeah. Well, probably just once. You've got, let's see, when you attack from two separate hexes, you assault. Okay, now first off, they have a -1, plus they have to +1 each time they enter that hex. So he was, let's see, back here 1, so he's only got 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they were all close enough, but I didn't count that right. Oh yeah, there talks about 22.1. We'll talk about countercharge, reaction charge. So any unit that moves into the front hex of an enemy cavalry unit provokes a possible reaction charge if the formation of that cavalry unit is under attack order. Okay, now he wasn't under attack order, so he wouldn't have been able to reaction charge. So So yeah, we've got a combination here. So on this one, we'll take these two away and just put another green one on here. So these two are attacking the same. All right, so we have defensive fire on these units. So we'll start with the green over here first. So the top unit is what's going to fire. So he's going to fire here. He's firing here. And he's going to have to split his fire. So actually, they would all have to split their fire. That's what they would have to do. So, but adjacent artillery is ×4, so they would be at 4. matter what. And the target is in column, that's a +2. So we're going to have a pretty good chance of blasting some holes in. Okay, so we'll go, they're going to have to split their fires. So 1 point here, 1 point there, up and down the line. I rolled a 3, +2 is a miss. Okay, all right. His other fire going to the blue right there. Same thing, 3, 4, 5 is not enough. Okay, and then now this unit, the orange unit, is going to fire 1 here and 1 here. So at a strength of 4. That's 7 plus what I say, +2. They're not heavy. So what I say, that's 9. Okay, that's a hit. Okay. All right. And on the other one, 6, 7, 8. That's nothing. Okay. Now we go with the red here. He's firing here and here, 1 each. 5, 6, 7. That's not enough. 8, 9, 10 is a hit. Okay. All right, so now we have our assaults. This unit here, these 2 units there. All right, so, and they're all going to be uphill. So we've got 7 and 8's 15. And here we've got, what, 6? So, and you round up. Okay, so we've got 15, 6. That's 12, 3. Yeah, it's going to be 3 to 1. As you round up. So, okay, so 3 to 1 is going to be a -2. Defending unit is Russian, +1. He's not green. He's under defend order, so that's +2. So that's +3 -2 is +1. In line, assaulted by infantry in column. That's another -1, so we're at -2. -2. They didn't take a hit that turn. Uphill is +2, so it's just straight up. Straight up. I rolled a 9. I think it's 8 or above. Isn't that right? Yeah. 8 or higher defender holds. If it's equal to or below 8, oh yeah, it's got to be higher than 8. It was. Okay, higher than 8. All right. So they hold. All right. The next one. Okay, we've got 18, but that's 8 now. That's 17 against 6. So that's going to be 3 to 1. And with all the odds the same, it's just going to be straight up. 7. All right. So we won that one. If it's below, we're going to take a loss, but the artillery piece is going to be captured. Okay, so the artillery piece is captured, which means they lose a fatigue point. This unit takes a loss. He has to retreat, which means when that happens, these other units have to check, see if they retreat. All right, so he's going to go back 4. I don't know if his facing changes. Let's see. Retreats. Okay, it can be any facing at the end of its movement. Okay. But see here, when a unit is retreats though, it's going to force, look here. Okay, the unit has to check to stand if it suffers a asterisk, a star, result due to fire combat, or if an adjacent friendly unit retreats or is eliminated. Roll 2 dice 6. Okay. So like I said, this is where you could just end up with like just a whole bunch of them just flat out retreating. Okay, so this is the stand table. So an adjacent friendly unit retreats. Alright, so Russian +1, adjacent friendly unit retreats -1, so we're at 0. Enemy cavalry within 3 hexes, -2. We have to roll. We roll less than 6. So, okay. So this is who we're rolling for. I guess really the infantry unit, or just the whole stack, I guess. Okay, so yeah, they're going to retreat. So they're going to take a hit. Artillery unit's going to be gone. They can't retreat. That's another cube. And then this unit takes a hit and retreats. So he retreats 4. 1, 2. So he goes 1, 2, 3. 4, right through there. Okay. This guy here has to roll. And he's not close enough. Let's see. Yeah, there's not any coverage. Close. All right, he rolled his 10. He's going to be safe. He's still going to be there. And let's see. This guy who was in a, he would have to roll. This guy. He's in square. Let's see if that does anything. Yep. So that's +2. -2 because of cavalry, so we're at 0. +1 because he's Russian. Three, 4. All right, he's going to be gone. One, 2, 3, 4. I don't think you would keep rolling for those guys. It's kind of repetitive, though. They retreat past again. I think you just, enough is enough. Now this guy here, these guys here, they've got this guy, but the cavalry's still there within 3. So I'm gonna roll for them, but they get the leader to help. So they're gonna have a +2. Let's see. So Russian +1. The leader is +1, so that's +2. Enemy cavalry -2. Okay, they passed. All right. That's all. Well, I guess the cavalry unit could also retreat. So that would be the cavalry unit right here. He had a unit go right by him. He's going to retreat, which forces this other one to retreat. So they take a loss. He's going to force this guy back. Move this out of the way. 1, 2, 3. Can't go through that for stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those guys went way back yonder. I didn't like that on there like that. Okay. And then, okay, so right here, okay, so right here we've got, that's 18, 8, oops, 18, that's going to be 36 against 5. That's like 7 to 1. So minus 3. Okay, so minus 3. Defender's green. I mean, he's Russian, not green. Russian. He's in defense order, so that's plus 2. Russian plus 1, so that takes care of the minus 3. Charged for more than 1 hex, I guess that would also be assaulted. So that's minus 1. Okay, he's in line. Assaulted by infantry in column, so that's minus 2. Those guys lost an SP, so that's plus 1. So we're at minus 1. Charging uphill. So plus 2 becomes plus 1. Six, 7. So that's going to eliminate this guy, another cube, and then that guy takes a hit and has to retreat. Now this guy's got a, that guy's got a check. Now we got to check on this guy. I'm not rolling for these guys again. They already did. You could keep rolling and rolling and rolling. So, and this is all happening to this. It should be happening at the same time. So, let's see. He's not. He's a Russian unit, so that's plus 1. He's not a Jason unit. Enemy cavalry? No. So we just have. Going to be plus 1. Of course, he's going to retreat. Jeez. All right. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to check on these other people. Okay, so that means this guy and this guy. And of course, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put him right there. That means those two guys are going to have to check. All right, so we'll go with this guy first. All right, so he's actually, let's see. Russian plus 1. Adjacent in front of unit retreats, minus 1, so we're 0. Cavalry's not close enough. 5, he's retreating. So, are they all of them taking a hit or just retreating? Okay, when a unit is removed from the map, okay, it says eliminated or retreating cavalry doesn't trigger stand rolls. And some of this is not. I'm rolling for some. It's only if they're. It's only if. So some of this, let's see. This one here, bring him back, right? No. Yeah. Those guys aren't going anywhere. Neither are those guys. I think I'm reading this wrong. Okay, let's see, go back to it. Okay, check to stand. An adjacent friendly infantry or artillery unit or stack of units retreats. Cavalry doesn't trigger. So it's only if you're adjacent when they're, it's not when they run through you. So, of course, those guys were all up here at the front. This guy was adjacent. This guy, he pushed him back. Okay. All right. All right, so, okay, let me look about advance after combat, or, okay, after assault. Okay, so the assaulting charging unit may enter the X. After the advance, the stacking limits must be applied. Okay, so they all get to move. Well, not all of them. Okay, so this guy moves to there. These guys move to here. And, yeah, let's go with these guys here. They move to there. Yeah! Okay. Alright. Alright, now this, I've already gone, let's see, 2 hours and 19 minutes. Excuse me. So I'm going to stop right there. We still have, let's see, so the French have had 5 activations, the Russians only 2. So on this next draw, if it's a blue cube, then the next one after that has to be a green. So yeah, with this retreating fiasco that I just had, you're not going to keep rolling for units that, as these guys go screaming past them, it's when they have a unit that's next to them, adjacent to them, that erupts, is my understanding. It's not everybody. Yeah, adjacent friendly unit is eliminated. Adjacent friendly unit retreats. So different. And I thought there would be a modifier for, this is like your second activation, your third activation, so forth. Not just your movements reduced, but your combat effectiveness of being reduced as well. But I don't see that modifier. Let me look here at the living rules. See if it's something's mentioned on here. No. Okay. All right. So there's not going to be. It's just going to be. It's the only thing that's going to affect. It's going to be. Is the movement. Doesn't affect anything else. So all right, like I said, I'm going to have to come back to finish this turn, but it'll go a lot smoother once I've got a few turns, but the mechanics are pretty smooth, and as some of these other things occur, like get into the charges against infantry that's not able to get to square, and of course artillery firing on square or infantry attacking square, so forth and so on, then I think you're gonna, I'm gonna see the Napoleonic aspects, the tactics of using your cavalry to force the enemy into square so that you can bring your cannon up and blast away at them. Now with the snow and snowstorm, I think I'm going to do the randomness where I roll. I didn't roll the first turn, so don't forget that you want to check out Sound of Drums at soundofdrums.com, see what they've got. See if there's any news about other volumes of the Battles of Napoleon. And then you've got Chessex. They make more than dice. They've got a variety of different types of dice, so check them out. This is the festive hydrangea, drenga, black polyhedra 7 dice set, and there you get a bonus die. It's called the lab die. Okay, it's got the lab beaker there. $13.98. Go check them out at chessex.com. Might find something you're looking for. Might not be dice. It might be tabletop items. Maybe like a dice tower or a tray or something else of that nature. I suggest you give them a look. And don't forget, I'm going to have a giveaway of 3 7-dice sets. 3 people will win these. And it's going to be, I'll have a question on the last video that I do. And it'll be information that I gave at some point in one of the videos. Something that I highlighted or said. Maybe it's a quote, might be an individual or some aspect of the battle that I give. I've got Chandler's the Campaigns of Napoleon, David Chandler. I've got his book, and it's my go-to book on Napoleonic battles in history. So I'll be showing some of that. I just try to put a link there about his book. It's hard to find. I guess I got an old copy that I found, and it really needs to be binder needs to be redone before it just falls apart. But I've really anticipated getting into this. I had to take care of a lot of other things. Plus, I had the Julius Caesar videos I was doing, and I wanted to finish those. And then I had some rearranging of my game room. I need to move I want to move my gaming table to a different location and free up some space. So I did that, and I'd been sick and off to the dentist and all kinds of other things. So I wish I would have been able to get to this a lot sooner, especially after I talked to Uwe and emailed each other back and forth a few times. And so I let him know I was starting this up, and so I'll put this one out there to start with, and I'll pick up right here on this first turn, the 7 a.m. Let's see, is it 7? Yeah, 7. No, 8. It's the 8 o'clock turn, not the 7. It's the 8 o'clock turn. So I'm just so impressed with the look of the game. And I really like the mechanics. Like I said, the map is just beautiful. Say, well, how can a white and gray map be beautiful? Well, when it's done like this, it can be. It's just a really impressive map. And like I said, the counters are simplistic in their, I guess, identification of what type of unit it is. But I like that. The gamers, Napoleonic series, Brigade series, use the same type of identification. They use the NATO symbols, and I think they use the same type of armor, artillery symbols in that. And I really like that system. And I see, I could talk about some similarities in that system in the assaulting aspect, but I'll do that another time. I believe in the designer notes, Uwe talked about, some of it, I guess some of the games that influenced him. And I know he did a did a podcast with another Ronard and that I watched, and he had the Ney versus Wellington Battle of Quatre Bras map on the wall behind him, and he really praised that game, and you know, I feel the same way. But that's a very high quality game. He holds up today. You know, maybe well, I think there was a game that's basically a rehash of the Waterloo one. I have it. It's Wellington versus, I guess, Napoleon over here. Well, it's the battle. Yeah, Wellington's victory. Just take this. Wellington's victory, SPI, and this came out in '76, so I can't turn it over, but there's quite a bit there. I'm excited to eventually get to that, and I'd like to compare it to some other games. I like to do comparisons. I've got Fallen Eagles Waterloo. I haven't played it. I've played the Quatre Bras, and Uwe talks about that in his in that video podcast. But I started to do a comparison between the Quatre Bras, of course, La Bataille. I think I always pronounced it La Bataille, but I'm not French, so. But I've got the Quatre Bras, La Bataille, the Fallen Eagles, or I guess maybe is that what the Quatre Bras is called? Maybe it's Last Eagles. Anyways, so I've got that, the SPI. So I've got two or three. Let's see. Well, probably three, at least three Quatre Bras games that I could lay out, and of course the scale's different, but there's not. You can, of course, you can't do that. There's not too many Eylau, La Bataille, but that at one point, I guess that was at some point that was really expensive. They would just it was the old from before Clash of Arms, Marshall Enterprises or whatever it was. But anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked here. I just want to get to let's say, okay, well, I'm stopping right here at this point. I'll pick up right here, still in turn one, which it's the 8 o'clock turn. I say turn one. It's the 8 o'clock turn, and so we've picked 5, 6, 7 cubes, and we started with 18, 19, 20. So there's 12 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 12. Maybe there's 13. Yeah, 13. But if the last 2 cubes won't be drawn, and unless they're red, and then they just automatically get the 2 fire phases. So we haven't had a fire phase yet. And that's pretty much, the fire phase is going to be automatic. You're going to have the fire phase at some point. Okay. So I had to use that belt buckle there in this wrench, box-in wrench. So, but that's where we're at. We've got the Russians have moved up on Napoleon's left flank over here, or attempting to, and of course over here on Bennigsen's left flank, We've got the 1st Dragoons and the 1st Division of 4th Corps moved up and done some damage. Been able to capture 3 artillery batteries and send some units retreating. So, all right, so we'll take a look at soundofdrumsgames.com. Check out Uwe's website there, and then you can find all the other links to the other places, and then check out Chessex. As I said, I'll give away 3 dice sets. You just have to watch and listen, maybe take a few notes or something, or some of the things I may say, and it'll be a question concerning Napoleonic era. Nothing here to my map. Can't move it. Okay, so check on that. I'll post this video, and like I said, I'll pick up where I left off. And things are going kind of smoothly. Haven't really got that far along to really get into too big a discussion about different things. I need to try to do something about that glare there across there. I know when I move, it's still there. So it's actually that Chessex poster there that I put up. So far, the Russians are the ones that have lost the fatigue points, and but of course, both armies have still many points there to use. So, and we'll talk more about the orders and what you can and cannot do with the orders. The orders limit you in many ways. So we'll talk more about all of the different mechanics and so forth as we go along. This is really not a video on all the rules and stuff. It's just a playthrough, and I talk about the rules as we go along. So hopefully this helps some. Hopefully some of y'all will make comments so that we can maybe get a discussion going, or you can correct maybe some things that maybe I'm doing incorrectly, so forth. So we help each other out, and hopefully this will maybe spark some interest in Sound of Drums, and some of y'all will go over there and take a look and see what they got. Maybe you find something other than this that you like. Same thing with Chessex. Go check them out. So, right, catch you in the next one. I'm just so excited to finally get into this game and get it to the table and start playing.